Yo, kill the stat. Rail raw and uncut. We done teamed up. We did. A podcast for the community, hard as an uppercut with that real news. Upside your headpiece, informing you with that real stuff. With the how, why, who wins and what's of reality, making it clear cut. Truth will set you free, unfiltered and no bluff, no fluff. You kid or rebut, don't be bewildered. Don't agree with the cause, great, you can speak up. Wednesdays at 8, hit the comments up, talk your stuff, set it straight. We learn more from each other in this information age. Institutions will leave you lost and awestruck. So listen up, you'll be compelled. Maybe you'll find yourself stuck on what you thought was real. But them gems I'm dropping on this program may just appeal to your appetite for info. This the intro to reveal. Get your info on YouTube for your fill. From AM to PM, it's popping, so sit back and chill. Nobody doing it like this man on this podcast. It's for real. It's real raw and uncut. Real raw and uncut. Wednesdays at 8 AM.
Hey, yo, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the Real Raw and Cut podcast. I'm your host, Rels. Before we get started with my guests this week, make sure you guys go check out all my socials. Make sure you guys go check out the YouTube and the Twitch pages. That's 2920 TV. And make sure you guys go find me on X. That's Mr_2920. So this week, welcome my guest coming out with an album. He has an album that just dropped. We're going to get into it, but welcome Oue Whop. What's going on, brother?
What's good, Ralph? Appreciate it for having me.
Nah, no problem. Thanks for being my guest. Definitely appreciate it. So let's start from the beginning. Let everybody know where you from.
I'm Whop, man. I'm from New Orleans, but VIA, I'm living in Houston. Been living in Houston for a few years now, so it's like my second home.
All right, copy. Cool. So what was it like growing up in New Orleans?
Basic, regular, everyday life, living in the hood, man, the trenches, trying to kid with a dream, trying to make it out. I'm still trying to use that dream to get where I need to get with.
Absolutely. So who were some of the inspirations you had when you started rapping?
The Hot Boys, Soulja Slim, everybody from Cash Money, mainly everybody from No Limit. That old Southern style thing, man. Outside of my city, man, I'm a real big Future and Drake fan as well, man.
Okay, cool. What got you started into hip hop?
I think it was like a talent, a gift I feel like I was born and blessed with. And really just tapping into, getting comfortable with it and my creativity and just really trying to make it happen with it now.
That's what's up. At what age did you start rapping?
Man, I think I was probably about like 9, 10 years old. 9 or 10.
When did you realize you had a talent? Like, when did you realize that somebody was like, yo, you nice, you could actually do something with this?
Probably about 5 years ago, man, when I realized it was time to really start taking it serious, stop playing, man, and really went to showing, my talent and showing my emotion in the studio, man. It's like it wasn't no denying the music.
All right. So being a hip hop artist, like, honestly, at this point, what was the hardest thing for you, like, in terms of being a hip hop artist?
Man, the hardest thing is getting signed. That's probably about the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Making music and showing up to shows and showing up to podcasts in it. That's the easy part about it for me.
He said the hardest part is about getting signed. It's true. That is true, though. So what did you do to put yourself out there, like, in order for you to get yourself signed? Like, what were you doing? Like, were you like going on people's socials, like sending music, or like, how did you get discovered?
Really, man, like when I first started, man, I was dropping music and just moving around, man, like going here, going there, going here, going there. And what really got I finally really got a little buzz, man, when this record label in Atlanta reached out to me, man, and from there, you know, things just it started, you know, the path and the journey that I'm on, and you know, due to some, you know, bad legal issues, man, I I had to, you know, disregard myself from dealing with that, you know, that situation. And then I ran into you know, my team who I'm with now, which is Dex Diamond and Mel Skrilla. It's like things been it's been back on the go from there, man.
So how when you said like legal issues, now I'm not gonna really get into legal issues, but like was it something more of a like the label that you signed with the like empty promises, things of that nature, or no?
I mean, if I could be honest, I don't know if I could, you know, really tell you, but it was a whole lot of BS going on over there. You get
Okay.
what I'm saying? A whole lot of game plans and, you know, finessing, and niggas wasn't doing what they supposed to do. And it's like, you know, as an artist, man, like, you know, I had to move around, man. It just wasn't for me. I mean, it helped me, you know, but it just wasn't for me, man.
Yeah, I guess the lesson learned in that situation was just more like how to handle business better.
Right. I mean, you know, as artists, man, you know, a lot of times, you know, you feel like you work so hard and you work so long, man, and then you be want to be a part of something so bad, thinking that that's a good step in your life, man. But you know, sometimes, man, patience is key. It really is, man. But with that situation, I was able to utilize that and getting the spotlight and getting the eyes of the people who I'm dealing with now. You know what I'm saying? It was a gift and a curse for me, man.
Yeah. So how did you get connected with Dex Diamond and the marketing over there?
During that situation, with the management I was under at the time, was, well, you know, him and Dex was real cool, man. He, you know about Dex in the you know, past life, everything he did with the Murder Inc. and the Def Jam situation. And he called me like, look, man, I got a guy I want you to meet that I want to bring on, you know, and I'm like, you know, cool, let's go. We flew to New York, sat down, had a meeting in the studio with Dex and Mel. You know, Dex was like, man, listen, you know, I'm not just gonna take your money and just work, you know, let me see what you work. Play the music, Dex liked the music, you know. He came on as a, you know, as a marketing and, you know, trying to help move the situation. But as time went on, you know, due to a lot of BS that was going on, like I said, Dex went from, you know, helping to really being my main manager, man. You know, educating me.
I was gonna say how important has Dex been to your career so far?
Man, y'all know Dex, man. Dex ain't easy to work with, man. But man, just educating me, man. You know, trying his hardest, man, to protect, you know, my creativity, man, and always allowing me to be me, be free. I got a manager, man, that want this situation more than I do, who work just as hard as I work. You know what I'm saying? Making moves, even when moves can't be made. You know, Dex moving chess pieces, man. Like, you know, Dex a real chess player, man, in this game. And it's like, man, he owned me, man. Like Dex is not one to lose. You get what I'm saying? So he ain't trying to he ain't letting up off me, man.
I mean, sometimes I mean, not even just as a rapper, just as a person, sometimes we all need that one person behind us that's gonna push us even when we don't feel like pushing ourselves.
Right.
So yeah, so I mean that's a good movie. I mean, you can only go up from here.
Right. That's the only way it's gonna go.
Yeah, absolutely. So question, where did you get the name Oue Whop?
Well, really the name Oue was given to me, man, as a kid. Like I think I was a baby, like 4-5 months. My mama gave me the name Oue. And the streets gave me the name Whop, man. And from there it was like I wanted to keep everything original. So I just combined the two, you know, called it Oue Whop.
How hard is it to well, I'm not gonna say how hard. Is it hard to maintain your own individuality, like as you elevate yourself? Like what is it basically the question I'm trying to ask, like, is like if you had any bad habits, right, growing up, is it easier to let them go as you're now starting to elevate, or like is those bad habits still there sometimes that other people have to be like, yo, you gotta chill, or you know what I'm saying?
I mean, as a man, you know, like every day, I you know, push myself to grow and mature. You know, like even like right now, you know, I'm going through Ramadan, so it's a lot of fasting and reading and studying I'm doing. You know, so it's like my bad habits, man. Like bad habits are a charge. You hear me? Like I'm gonna just be straight up and real with you. Like a lot of my bad habits, man. Like once I started growing up and really learning, man, like it was easy for me to just let that go. Like, you know, I'm not one to be repetitive on making mistakes. Like once if it ain't for me, it ain't for me. If it ain't right, it ain't right.
Yeah, that's a grown answer, because there's not a lot of people who could sit there and say that and mean it. So, but so as a hip hop artist, like, how do you write your own music as well?
Yeah, most definitely. I write my own music. I
I
write for other people too, though.
Oh, absolutely. Also, that's what's up. That's what's up. So now let me ask you a question. What's easier for you, writing the music or performing it?
Man, I'm gonna say writing it.
Really?
Right. But I love being on the stage though, man. Like I love being on the stage. You hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can
But yeah,
imagine the
probably
energies.
writing and creating it. Yeah, probably
It's
writing
probably
and
two
creating
different
it.
type of energies, right?
Yeah, it is, man. It is.
Yeah. So, since you've been writing music and making music, let's just say, what was the song that you made that you could think about now and you'd be like, yeah, that song was trash. It was not it.
Man. Probably Why for the Block, man. It's gotta be called Why for the Block, man. Like and probably 09, I was signed to a label called Money Rules Entertainment. That's in Houston, man. Shout out my boy Money, man. But probably Why for the Block, man. And from that song up until now, man, like it's like I can tell it's a whole different way, man.
How was it from Louisiana to Houston in terms? I mean, I'm not too familiar with both, but what's the difference between being in Louisiana and being in Houston? And then what's the difference between being in Louisiana, being in Houston, and then being in New York?
Well, I'm gonna say this, man. Being in Houston, to me now it's not no different from being in New Orleans, because you know, like it's family to me now, man. And Houston adapted so much of my culture, man, and accepted us with open arms in Houston. So like they done made it comfortable for us, you know, to really beat up, man. Being in New York, I can say, man, there's a lot of comparisons really on the street side. Being in New York, man, I'll be running through the barrows, man, pulling up in different spots, you know, with OG and Mel, man. It's like it feels just like home, man. Like I love New York, man. I love it out here, man. The culture, you know, it's
How was being, because obviously a lot of people don't know, like I'm interviewing you, but I met you at G-Dep's album release. How was that?
Right.
How was it being there? Like, what was that experience like for you to see like a hip hop artist like G-Dep overcome what he overcame, to then be able to come back and then get embraced the way he got embraced, and be able to perform and be comfortable and have the whole place rocking with him? How did that feel for you as an artist?
Motivation, man. It's like, you know, I always find that when I get around older artists, it's always something that, you know, I try to find and take from their story, you know. You know, shout out G-Dep, man. When OG Dex, you know, first told me who he was, you know, I really didn't know he was the one with the special delivery. So I grew up listening to that song. You know what I'm saying? So when I got there, man, and just seeing him coming out, you know, like, you know, he putting his foot down, he putting the work in to try to, you know, get back in the spotlight, man. Like that right there, it just always leads to dedication and motivation to me, man.
To me, like, to see that, like, as an artist, if you're not motivated by that, then you shouldn't be doing music at all.
Right,
Like,
man. You know, who leaves all them years and come back and then try to, you know, it's hard, man. But you know, you got to do it.
If you really think about when he left, the music wasn't the same. So when he come back now,
different.
Yeah, and now trying to kind of like fit back into that type of music, but still keeping his own originality and his own sound to it.
Right.
Like, if that's not inspirational for any hip hop artist, for any artist, period, then you're in the music for the wrong thing.
Yeah, for the wrong reason, man. The wrong reason.
Yeah. So who's any artist that you would like to work with in the future?
Man, I like to work with a lot of artists, man. Like I told you, my top two, man, they can say what they want, man. But the GOAT, Drake, man, and Future, they're like that's my top two, man. I like Kodak too, man. I'm a big fan of Kodak Black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan, but really, I'm a big fan of hip hop, period, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just, I just love the music industry, man, as a whole. I'm not gonna say the industry, but I love the craft of music, man, as a whole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So how is it being a hip hop artist and trying to navigate staying true to yourself, but also having a sense of, let's just say, like a sense of star power, being not being a celebrity, but knowing that ultimately you're going to get to a point where you're going to reach a certain status where you're going to be unreachable to people who you used to be reachable to. Like, how do you manage to stay true to yourself, but at the same time understanding eventually you're going to be in a higher level than than most people.
Uh, me, man, I'm not one, and I've always been fortunate and blessed, to have comfortable finances and nice things, man, which never changed me, and nobody around me could never, everybody around me could vouch for that now, man. It's like what I'm doing, it's bigger than what I used to do, in the streets, man. I like, God gave me a blessing, gave me a gift, in and out of, incarceration, man. Like that life ain't for me no more. You hear me? So I'm using my talent and my gift to get what I need to get. And just to answer your question is, my circle's already small. You hear me? So it's like I ain't coming in this game, man, looking for no friends or looking for no extra add-on or baggage to, my camp and my, my surroundings, man. Like OG Dex always told me, the smaller the circle, the bigger the checks. And I'm trying my hardest to keep it that way.
I mean, that's as honest an OG answer you could get.
Right.
All right. That's what's up. I like that answer, though. I like that answer. Let's talk about your album, the Color Purple album.
Color Purple.
What was the process behind that album? And like, do you feel like this album is gonna take you to where you need to be, or do you feel like, okay, so where would you put this album in terms of your elevation?
As far as my elevation, first off, the Color Purple dropped a few weeks ago. Before the Color Purple dropped, I dropped another one called Believe Me, I'm Good.
Congratulations, by the way.
I feel like this album, is not even my best, my potential, because it's like, man, it's like the music I'm working on now, I feel like it's better than the Color Purple. You get what I'm saying? So, but on this album, man, it's like I'm so attached to it, man. For one, because at the time I was making this album, man, like I was really going through a lot of personal issues, and I really wanted to, write music based on what I was going through at the time. But it's like, man, the type of music I make, man, it just kept me in that vibe, that turned up mode, man. Like if you really tap into it and you really listen to the album, man, like I'm like, I know a lot of artists get on here and try to sell their craft, like, man, it's no, like, that's a guarantee, man. Like it's a no skipper all the way through, man. Like vibe, man. Like you getting money, you in your bag, you got a girl, y'all getting money, y'all turn, you and your gang getting turned, man. Like the Color Purple, man, that's what you want to be on, man, right now. Ain't too many features on it. I got 2 features on there. One of them called Scream, was probably be one of the third singles we gonna push, featuring Jim Jones, and I got another one on there called Spell, featuring a Brooklyn artist called Wavy.
Oh, okay. So how was that working? How was that working with Jim Jones? How was that getting that feature?
I got the feature through acquaintance that's close to Jim, which is the second part of my second half of my management. He rushed out the gym, man, and I got to New York, went in the studio with Jim, and heard the record, and like he was like, man, that's the one. I want to get on that one right there. And we just made it happen.
How did it feel having like an artist of that magnitude on one of your songs?
I respect and salute all the OGs, man, but I ain't too much the one that gets starstruck about nothing, man. it was cool being around him, working around him and
I
seeing
feel
how he
you. I feel
moved.
you.
Right now, he really locked in right now with dropping this project from the church step, just dropped on the 28th. Shout out the whole Vamp Life fam over there.
Then
The Color Purple,
I like that though, because it's like
it's actually released it under Empire Vamp Life as well, man.
Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah.
So how did it feel like you say you don't get starstruck, and that's cool. So I like that, because then it also shows that you about your music and you about what you need to do.
Right.
And
that's all I'm here for, is the music, man. That's it.
Yeah. So what do you take from each artist that you work with? Like, for example, like obviously the feature with Jim. What did you take from him? Other artists that you worked with in the past, what do you take from them to not make your craft better, but like, what do you take from them in order to put yourself in a different space in terms of the last project you did?
Oh, excuse me. All right. I'm gonna be honest with a lot of artists, and I'm gonna say this, man.
Yeah.
It was a lot I thought I knew until it was a lot I started seeing. Like being in these studios. When you go in the studios with these big artists, with these big names, the sessions in the formats is just totally different. Like, it's totally crazy. Like, they don't go in there and just hear a beat and go in a booth. Like, no, man, they take this shit serious, man. Like, you gotta take this serious. This like, it's not to be played with, man. Like, it's too many artists, man, that they got real talent that's really trying to get through this funnel that got so small, man. And you got artists out here that you just in a way, man, for what? Like, I don't understand that, man. So being around them dudes, with the big names and the one that's been doing this, the lesson I take from them, like, the shit ain't to be played with, man. Like you won't rap this. You feel like this was gonna get you? Like, take this shit serious, man.
Yeah, it's almost like if you're not, it's almost like you go in there and you have a one idea of how you think they are. You think because they're a big name, you might think they might go in there and just be BSing. And then you see how serious it is. Now it pushes you to have to go harder, because if they're not taking it light, why would you take it light?
Right. I'm one of the ones, I ain't gonna let you all do me on no track. I don't care.
Yeah, and that's another thing about big artists too. If they see that you're not taking it serious, why would they want to work with you?
Why would they? Because
you're not gonna help them.
With you, man. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if anything, you be bringing them down by not showing them you're serious.
Right, man. People taking care of their family and feeding their kids off this. They living a life they won't live, man. So I understand now, why they be so passionate and why it's not so easy to just let you in the door with the situation, man.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of artists need to take into account. Like, you're the perfect example of that. Going into an artist with a bigger name and him motivating you, because now you like, okay, even if you thought he was the type to BS, now you see he not. Now you got to go even harder. And like you said, you don't want to be outdone on a song, so you're gonna try to go harder than the rapper who's established.
Right.
And by you going hard on the rap, by you going harder than the rapper that's established, who knows what he might listen to, see that, and be like, yo, like, and then who knows what opportunities that gives you later on.
Right.
And I think that's important for a lot of artists who get these big opportunities to understand. Like, you can't go in there with an established rapper and think that established rappers are just doing this for fun. Like you said, people have families to take care of, and a lot of rappers have images to keep, so they don't want to sit out here like, yo, I have an image for being a nice rapper, but I don't want nobody to ever sit here and tell me like, yo, I'm trash or I don't take it serious.
Oh, you don't hear that?
No, nobody does.
Don't hear that.
Not at all. So, what are you working on? What is your current projects you're working on now?
Right now I'm really moving around New York, man. Promoting and pushing The Color Purple, because it's only been out 2 weeks, so we just trying to get on track with the marketing, promoting and pushing, and really getting it out, getting it heard, and moving out here in New York, which we really been getting a lot of buzz, a lot of feedback, man. Shout out to everybody in New York, man. That's been tapped in and been tuned in with me, man. Like, I really appreciate that, man. Like, New York they really been fucking with me, man. Like, tough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm glad that you said that, because when we was at the when we was at the G-Dep album release, right? And we were sitting back chilling, just listening to music in the background, and one of your songs popped up and it came on, and I'm bopping and I'm like, yo, this song's a banger. But I didn't know it was you at the time. That when they introduced me to you and they was like, yo, that was his song playing. I'm like, yo, that shit was fire. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, yo. That's like, if you can catch my attention on a song, and I don't even know who you are, and I'm just hearing the beat, but I'm hearing the words at the same time, and then I get introduced to the person who did it. I just want to say, yo, man, your song, man, your music is fire, bro.
I
And I'm not
appreciate
gonna
you,
say
bro.
that just to be
Look,
saying
I believe you too. I know it ain't no cap because the minute you did that, like we really couldn't, really exchange information. But you told my manager, hey, look, I'm gonna get him on the show. And here we are,
absolutely. Yep. I was like, that song was fire. They was like, yo, I was like, who is? They was like, yo, that's Oue Whop. I'm like, oh, I'm like, yo, that shit's fire. Like, so it's like, yeah, and I don't listen to too much hip hop like I used to, but when the song catches my attention, I definitely try to put notice to it. So yeah, absolutely. Shout outs to you for that.
Right.
Yeah. So so as a hip hop artist in the future, what is some of your hopes to do as an artist? Like, what is some goals of yours?
Yeah, right. I mean, my first thing is, man, I want a platinum or gold album. I want plaques, man. I want Grammys. Like I want what come with, people respecting my talent and my craft. You hear me, as an artist. And I noticed, man, being around that. And if you don't continue to elevate and grow and perfect your craft, like you don't last long in this game, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, being around, through Dex Diamond and Chris Gotti, I've been able to tap into, different ways of understanding the music business and understanding, what other investments need to be applied, man. Because like this game is not pretty, man. It's not friendly, and like all the shit expected to be. Like, come in and get what you can get and last how you can last, man. It's like, I really don't know how to stress it too many artists, man. Like you got to come in, get you, and get up out there, man.
Well, how important is consistency?
Man, listen. If for now that I understand the business, I understand that you can't just drop song at the song at the song at the song at the song because it comes with rollouts, it comes with marketing, it comes with setting budgets and tone. So me, for consistency, if it was up to me, how important it is, I would drop a song every day, because of all, shout out, OG Chris Gotti, man. He always say, man, pennies is worth more than just digital dust. You get what I'm saying? Like me hearing and knowing that, man, I would drop music every day if I could, every day. Why? Because of the consistency, because I know my talent. You know what I'm saying? I know my motivation, like I know my grind, man. So consistency is like, I would probably say, man, probably 50% of this business.
So explain to the viewers too, as a hip hop artist, how important is marketing and pushing your music out to the consumer?
Man, listen, man, that's the biggest part of the game, man. If you can't market yourself and you can't sell your craft and your image and yourself to nobody, man, like how you expect somebody else to get behind you and invest in you? Like you gotta sell yourself to the investors before you can sell it to the consumers. You get what I'm saying? Like you gotta be different, man. Like you gotta be. I know a lot of people say be creative, but man, like you gotta be out of this world with your creativity, because a lot of people, everybody's doing the same thing, and the same thing don't work for everybody, man. You get what I'm saying? And like this game don't come with no blueprint. Like it don't come with no manual. Like you gotta stand out, man. You got to be different, man. You gotta be different.
Absolutely. I just want to thank you for being a guest. I appreciate you for taking the time out.
Rails, man.
Nah, anytime, bro. If you got anything you need me to push, you know where to reach me. Hit me up. I'll promote you. But I want to ask you one last thing before I ask, and I ask this to everybody before I close out. What would you, as your older self now, tell your younger self?
Man, I can't say listen to the OGs, man, because a lot of OGs have made mistakes, man. But what I can tell my older self, my older self right now, I can tell my younger self, man. I'm trying to think, man, because I gotta be honest, man. The only regret I got right now, man, is not taking my talent serious at a younger age, man.
Mm.
Like don't take your talent, don't take your talents and your gift for granted, man, at all. Like, don't do it, man. Do not do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, but you know what? You could say that, and that's true. But look where you at now. The positions that you were back then puts you in the positions to be where you at now. So, and it just made you even more hungrier than what you was before. So,
Right. That's true.
yeah. So all it is just grind, like you said, consistency, and just knowing who you are and knowing how to market yourself. Those are
Right.
the important keys to being successful. But thanks for being my guest. I appreciate you. Where can people find you if they want to listen to your music or if they want to reach out to you?
I'm on all social media platforms at HRG_WOP. My rap name is Oue Whop. The color purple is out on all streaming platforms, man. And also I got I dropped one called Believe Me I'm Good before the color purple dropped. Any producers within hot tracks, man, y'all tap in with me, man. Like, tap in with me.
I got you. I actually know people who make beats, so I'll put you in contact with them. See what
they make good beats, so they just go in there and push buttons.
No. I know. I actually got people who sit on beats I've known since I was a kid who just have talent. They just haven't got discovered yet. But I got you, though. I'm gonna send you out.
Tell them tap in. I would definitely put some hot stuff on on one of the beats and send it to them.
Absolutely, I got you. But once again, bro, thank you. I appreciate the interview. Definitely. I'll reach out to you. If you got anything, just hit me up.
Right, good. Salam to all the Muslims out there fasting too, man. Happy Ramadan.
Yeah, all right, absolutely.
All right, Ross.
All right, yo.
It's real raw and uncut. Real raw and uncut. Wednesdays at 8 a.m.